Hello folks. I woke up today and I tell you I I had this nightmare. And I don't really call it, to me it was a nightmare, but I guess to me it would be, to other people it would be, oh shit, I forgot about that. I had this dream that I was at work and my supervisor was there and I forgot that I didn't change no one, and no one really kind of looks to see if I did some because they already assume it's done. And I legitly didn't, I forgot to change my residence. And I was scrambling in the dream going, man, how did I forget that? How did I forget that? And I was like, how could I forget that? So I literally sat there and I was like, I literally scrambled, got all my residence cleaned up, and I felt so bad. So bad. I ended up telling my coworkers that I just forgot, and I cleaned everyone up and everyone kept telling me it's okay, it's okay. And then I woke up and I was really glad that it was just a dream. But I woke up and I was like in the middle of understanding an energy. But sometimes when you understand energies, you gotta understand the feeling. And sometimes that's how the divine puts it to me. It's somebody that feels like they let everybody down. And to me, since I'm your friendly hermit, that's why I don't like to do a lot of lives, folks. I don't. I like to go to work, I like to take care of the sick people, and I like to come home and do my readings. And this is what I do. And I deal with people that usually are close to death. So I have to be serious about my spirituality. Because sometimes, a lot of times, I help people cross over. And I can't be that asshole. Because my residents look up to me. And in their time of death, they look to me to help them move on. To accept death because they're scared. And I help them in that process of death. This is what I do. This is why I'm a hermit. Because I deal with the Reaper energy. I deal with, and to me, the Reaper is life. It's when you're already done everything you're doing and you learn your karmic lessons and you're coming closer and closer to that one part of your life. And you're getting closer and closer to that part of your life. And you don't know what to do. You just don't know what to do. And your kids are grown. You're getting older. Your time is dwindling. When that time dwindles down is the time we're supposed to give back. You're not supposed to sit there and just worry about this dimension. You're not supposed to worry about who's president, who's this, who's that. You're supposed to deal with, damn, should I spend more time with so and so before I pass on? What loose ends do I gotta clean up? And this is the kind of person, I'm the kind of person that is who is going through that kind of dark night of the soul would go to. They would, like if they had a terminal illness and they weren't making good with God. Because I've already been there and done that with pretty much with a parasite, and I got from when I ate a steak, which is a big reason I don't like to eat meat a lot, and I'm picky about it. And I should have died, but God said no. God said, you shall not die. And I made it out of that ICU room with experimental medication, and here I am. And I'm here because maybe I'm here to make a difference in some people's lives, but I don't know. But to me, it's not about materialism because I've already seen the other side. And when you see the other side and come back, you can't unsee the other side. It is what it is, guys. I cannot unsee what I've seen. I can't unsee the dead. I can't unsee. And I've made friends with the Reaper through it all. Because the Reaper is life. The Reaper literally is life, guys. So it's just I mean, you could say we're dead. Some people say that we're in a black hole. I kind of tend to think we are in a black hole because they say we're part of the Matrix and you get unplugged. But they say that technically we're dead. Our souls are just keep going from one vessel to another. And I was listening to one tarot card, esoteric card person, and that's what he says, and that's what a lot of people say. And then they say there's a NPC, which is a non-player something, and then there's the people that are unplugged from the Matrix and plugged into the Matrix. And when you get unplugged from the Matrix, you just understand a lot of things. You do, and you realize how important your time is and how time doesn't matter. You can sit there and be 80 years old and then get unplugged from the Matrix, as they say, and get younger and younger and younger. I mean, it's a thing. It really is a thing. And everything that comes across our life is messages in some way or form. And a lot of messages come to me through books. And I believe that God is literally generally had a son? No. I don't. I believe we're all sons and daughters of the source. I don't believe one person is. I believe that one person maybe got unplugged and said he was Jesus, and I believe Jesus got unplugged from the Matrix at that point and tried to wake everyone up. Yeah, I do believe that. Do I believe he was the only one? No. One creator has many children. And the creator created us. So the creator's creating. Creators create. That is what goes on, guys. There's nothing you could do, it's just a creator creates. So that's how I believe it, and however you want to slice it up, time doesn't matter. And time is not something, when you wake up, that day is not to be wasted. It isn't. When you waste your day worrying about smaller things and things that don't matter, about your car loan or this or that, that is when you kind of lose sight of what's important. But I'm giving that intro about my dream because I got a notification from Source about, and I wrote it down. I like to write down things because I get up in here and I try to remember everything and my ass forgets. Okay. This person is in the dark night of the soul, and the wicked energy sent out was returned. I put center, but I think I put that for a reason. Okay, it was returned to the center of their. I'm gonna put center of soul. That's probably what. All right, we're gonna put this here. To a little footnote. Okay, it was returned to the center of soul. Okay. This is what happened. Okay? Right here. Because this person was doing real wicked things. And the thing is when you're unplugged from the Matrix and people are trying to do some shady stuff to you, it doesn't stick. It doesn't stick because you're not in that reality. And this person was not bargaining on that. And I was thumbing through my books, and what I do is I pull a card, and this one card came out. in the early part of my life, I was a Catholic, and I always go to Catholic ways. I know that Source is much greater than one religion. Source is everything. But I have good memories because my parents have passed on. They're unplugged from this matrix and they are passed on. But to me, it's how I first got tapped into Source. So to me, Source kind of speaks to me through this, but I know Source literally just speaks through parables. So, but I got this, and this, I pulled this card when I was looking for a bookmark, pulling strings. Somebody was pulling strings, and it says, it's not what you know, it's who you can control. Someone is orchestrating the situation to make sure they stay on top. And then my hands went to the ninth letter and the practice of the presence of God. Okay, I'm gonna read this to you guys. These are signs and synchronicities that come to us when we, especially to me, because I'm a writer and I vibe with books. Okay. All right, and it says the enclosed is an answer to that which I receive from, and then it's blank, and it says, pray deliver it to her. She seems to me full of goodwill, but she will go faster than grace. One does not become holy all at once. I recommended her to you. We out to help one another by our advice, and yet more by our good example. You will obligate me to let me hear of her from time to time, and whether she be very fervent and very obedient. Let us thus think often that our only business in this life is to please God, that perhaps all besides is but folly and vanity. You and I lived above 40 years in religion. We have employed them in knowing and loving God, who by his mercy has called us to the state for that very end. I am fulfilled with shame and confusion when I reflect on the one hand upon the great favors which God has done, and incessantly continues to do me, and on the other hand upon the ill use I have made of them, and my small advancement in the way of perfection. Since his mercy he gives us little time, let us begin in the earnest. Let us repair the lost time. Let us return with a full... I gotta get something to drink, guys. This isn't even a long chapter. It isn't, but it's important to the reading. It is. I promise it's important to the reading, guys. Okay. Alright. Alright. Alrighty. Alright. I am filled with shame and confusion when I reflect on the hand upon great favors which God has done, and incessantly continues to do with me. On the other hand, upon the ill use I have made of them, and my small advancement in the way of perfection. Since his mercy he gives us still little time, let us begin in earnest, let us repair lost time. Let us return with full assurance to the Father of mercies, who is always ready to receive us affectionately. Let us generously renounce for love of him. All that is not himself, he deserves infinitely more. Let us think of him perpetually. Let us pull put all our trust in him. I doubt not, but we shall soon find the effects of it, in receiving the abundance of his grace, with which we can do all things, and without which we can do nothing but sin. We cannot escape the dangers which abound in life without the actual and continual help of God. Let us then pray to him for it continually. Can we pray to him without being with him? How can we be with him but thinking of him often? And how can we often think of him but by a holy habit which we should form of it? You will tell me that I am always saying the same thing. It is true. For this is the best and easiest method I know, and as I use no other, I advise all the world to it. We must know before we can love in order to know God. We must often think of him, and when we come to love him, we shall then also think of him often, for our heart will be with our treasure. This is an argument which well deserves your consideration. Alright, somebody wrote a letter to God, and this is the 9th letter. Someone's been writing affirmations. So, yeah, someone's been writing for somebody, for God to bring a woman back. That's what I got from that. Okay? And he's trying to pull strings from God. Somebody's pulling strings from God. He's hoping that God will listen because he wants this one woman. And he will do anything for God if he gets one woman back. That is what I got. And then I pulled another card and this is the New Testament. And obviously I'm always wearing glasses, so it's my larger print thing. And I just pulled this card. Father is a narcissist projecting blame and lies. This person that is pulling strings right here. I'm going to pull this up. The father was a narcissist projecting blame and lies. This is a very weird reading, but this is what I got for y'all. Okay. And I just let my hands go where the message is, where the clues are. Okay? The clues to that whatever is going on, where these letters are going to God, because it was a hell of a dream. It was a hell of a dream. It was like I was trying to scramble to get my assignment done at work, and I didn't think I ever was going to get it done. And this is how this person feels. They're scrambling to get things done, and it's been a lot of time. It's been a lot of time. I mean, it was a whole shift where 8 hours I forgot that what I was doing, and I was worried that all my patients were neglected, and I was scrambling to make sure every single person wasn't neglected. That is the vibe. Alright, now this has to clues to the father of this person. I don't know who this is. I don't know, guys. I just deliver you the message, alright? And this is Acts, page 111 of Acts 19:18. It's 17. Okay, it's Acts 18, okay? It says, Then Paul left Athens, went to Corinth, and there he became acquainted with a Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, who had recently arrived from Italy with his wife Priscilla. They had left Italy when Claudius Caesar deported all Jews from Rome. Paul lived and worked with them, for they were tent makers just as he was. each Sabbath found Paul at the synagogue, trying to convince the Jews and Greeks alike. And after Silas and Timothy came down from Macedonia, Paul spent all his time preaching the word. He testified to the Jews that Jesus was the Messiah, but when they opposed and insulted him, Paul shook the dust from his clothes and said, "Your blood is upon your own heads. I am innocent. From now on, I will go preach to the Gentiles." Then he left and went to the home of Titus Justus, a Gentile who worshiped God and lived next door to the synagogue. Crispus, the leader of the synagogue, and everyone in his household believed in the Lord. Many others in Corinth, having heard Paul, became believers and were baptized. One night the Lord spoke to Paul in a vision and told him, "Don't be afraid, speak out, don't be silent. For I am with you, and no one will attack and harm you, for many people in this city belong to me." So Paul stayed there for the next year and a half, teaching the word of God. But when Gallio became the governor of Achaia, some Jews rose up together against Paul and brought him before the governor for judgment. They accused Paul of persuading people to worship God in ways that are contrary to our law. But just as Paul started to make his defense, Gallio turned to Paul's accusers and said, "Listen, you Jews, if this were the case involving some wrongful or serious crime, I would have had a reason to accept your case. But since it is merely a question of words and names in your Jewish law, take care of yourselves. I refuse to judge such matters." And he threw them out of the courtroom. The crowd then grabbed Sosthenes, the leader of the synagogue, and beat him right there in the court. But Gallio paid no attention. Paul stayed in Corinth for some time after that, and then said goodbye to the brothers and sisters and went to nearby Cenchrea. There he shaved his head according to Jewish customs, marking the end of a vow. He set sail for Syria, taking Priscilla and Aquila with him. They stopped first at the port of Ephesus, where Paul left the others behind. While he was there, he went to the synagogue to reason with Jews. They asked him to stay longer, but he declined. As he left, he said, "I will come back later, God willing." Then he set sail to Ephesus. The next stop was the port of Caesarea. From there he went up and visited the church of Jerusalem, went back to Antioch. Okay, I'm sorry. That's crazy. I said Antioch. I am sorry. Antioch. After spending some time in Antioch, Paul went back through Galatia and Phrygia, visiting and strengthening all the believers. Meanwhile, a Jew named Apollos, elegant speaker who knew the scriptures well, had arrived in Ephesus from Alexandria in Egypt. He had been taught the way of the Lord, and he taught others about Jesus in enthusiastic spirit with accuracy. However, he knew only about John's baptism. When Priscilla and Aquila heard him preaching boldly in the synagogue, they took him aside and explained the way of God more accurately. Apollos had been thinking about going to Achaia, and then the brothers and sisters of Ephesus encouraged him to go. They wrote to believers in Achaia, asking them to welcome him when he arrived there. He proved to be of great benefit to those by God's grace had believed. He refused the Jews with powerful arguments and public debate. Stopping the scriptures, he explained to them that Jesus was the Messiah. Okay. And then this says the father was a narcissist projecting lies. So, from what I got from this, we got to put two clues together, guys. I'm reading this for Cluesium because that's how I just like the Bible, guys. I find it's the most widely read book in the world. Even if you don't believe in God, you got to recognize that the Bible is the most widely read book in the world. Anyways, what in the heck? I'm getting so many notifications. What the hell? Oh my god. This is my friend here. She's going through personal problems. She can't let go of her friend. And I did a oracle reading. It's clarification that it's hard to let go of somebody. Alright, this guy, alright, we have here, he watched somebody get beat up in the court, and he was in charge of things, and he had to leave something behind. Because he didn't like the way things were being ran. And then I pulled the card, the father was a narcissist, so something about his dad was doing stuff. To me, this story just signifies that somebody's dad themselves was just on some crazy shit. And he's seen a lot of bad things. A lot of bad things through his dad. And he accepted some things. And he still went along with it. But then we read with these pulling strings that this person wrote a letter to God. And that did come through. I mean, somebody literally wrote a letter to God to save their beloved. And God has been protecting somebody's beloved up in this collective, okay? Because it came up in that book. Because I literally just penciled through that, and you seen me where I just go like that. That's what came. But somebody wrote a letter to God, but their dad was a false. I'm not saying this guy's dad was religious, but in the story, their dad was projecting false beliefs, and then they turned against whatever their dad taught them and realized that another way of doing things was better. So, this is what I got. This is such a heavy. This is going to be a heavy reading, guys. This is the intro, and it's 28 minutes. So, yeah. We're going to dive in. I got the Woodland Tarot today. You guys know I haven't really broke this out. This is for my deeper readings. I like the pictures of the Woodland Tarot. I do. I love the Woodland Tarot pictures. I think they're nice. And I like the way they depict everything. I love it. I do. I love it. Alright. Alright, we got 9 of Wands in reverse here. Alright. Gonna find out what's going on in this energy. And then we got 10 of Arrows. And I'm going to read about each card because these are a heavy deck. And the Sun. I don't know, I just like the way this deck is. Once I get moved and get extra money, I'm going to buy another little deck. But I like this deck. I think this deck is nice. Alright, we're going to go with now the 9 of Wands. I like the way they eloquently describe everything in this deck too, okay? Alright, this is the Nine of Wands. Yeah, it is the Nine of Wands. Okay, the Nine of Wands reverse, guys, okay? Lost and overwhelmed, you may feel like giving up. Don't lose hope. You may feel unsteady as you face uncertain future, an uncertain future, but soon things will change. Alright, someone's facing an uncertain future, and they're afraid of change. That's what I'm getting there. 10 of Arrows. Alright, let's see how. I don't use, like, tons of cards, because I feel every card has meaning. If that makes any sense. Every card to me has meaning, and I feel like instead of using tons of them, we need to investigate. Okay, this is 10 of Arrows. Okay. To me, I mean, less is better, but then I'm reading from books and shit, so I find meaning in every little synchronicity here. Alright, and this is upright. It says, a ringtail sleeps blissfully, despite the arrows piercing her skin. A delicate ribbon flows around her, enfolding her in comfort. Ringtails are prey for many larger animals, including owls, coyotes, but they are also agile climbers with excellent balance, primarily nocturnal. We rarely see these elusive creatures. Like all tens in Terra, the 10 of Arrows marks an ending. There are parallels here with the Death card. An ending is not always tragic, but rather an opportunity for rebirth or new beginning. We can embrace the end and savor the peace and rest that follow. Alright. So this is an ending. And somebody we have there, and then the sun. I feel this is whoever they were writing, this is the story of the person they were writing the letter about. I feel that's what we're getting, guys. I feel like they were just thrown out there. This person was abandoned by this person. Because in that dream, guys, I felt like I abandoned my post and everybody... and there was really harsh circumstances because I wasn't there to save people. And I felt like I was being punished. I felt literally like I was going to be punished because of it. And I felt guilty. I felt overly guilt, and I knew it wasn't my guilt, guys. It says, joyous new beginnings are on the horizon as a large sun shines overhead. A beautiful white horse stands tall amidst a sea of sunflowers waving a red banner. The color of vitality. This card is of freedom, energy, and joy. Horses can travel long distances and bear heavy loads. Proud and strong, and the horse reminds us to live life to the fullest and celebrate what we have accomplished and what victories lie before us. The sunflowers bask in the rays of the sunlight, turning their faces skyward, soak up the solar beauty. In upright, this means the world is at your fingertips. Embrace the wonders of life and savor all it has to offer. Share your positivity with them and let go of anything holding you back. Alright, this person that they're concerned about in this letter has been given the sun, has been saved from death. And this is how they were left. In the 9 of Wands, they had to stand up by themselves. Stand up, literally. And there was no one to save them, but God was there. I know God's always there. That's how they ended up, and this is associated with the death card. So they went through a rebirth. So they must have lost this battle and they were dead. Their soul was probably dead at one point, and they called out to God and they got a rebirth, and now they're getting the sun. That's what I'm getting from the story of the lady that they're trying to write about. Now they're concerned, but I don't know. I'm just saying that they're like the horse, this person is being guided. This person's being guided to literally come and move forward like the horse. That is what this person is being guided to do. So, let's do 3 cards on... Let's do 3 cards on this person writing this letter that messed up so bad. Let's do 3 cards on how this person messed up so bad. Please tell us, Spirit. I just turned around the cards to try to get a different thing. Alright, we got 10 of Cups. Alright. I'm just grabbing 3 here. 8 of Pentacles. And 3 of Wands. Alright. I'd leave things in the order that I find them, guys. I leave them in the order that I find them. Because these are the clues, and you don't... Whatever lays that stops or how things go down is how they're meant to stay. Alright, 10 of Cups obviously is happiness. But we will read it anyways. We will read the 10 of Cups anyways. Yeah, where we got? 7 of Cups. Just in case some of you guys don't know what 10 of Cups is. It's what we all strive to be, 10 of Cups. The joy, the joy of 9 of Cups spreads into the 10 of Cups as an idealistic family of tapirs celebrating together. 10 cups shine in a rainbow overhead while the children dance. This card reminds us of the happiness that comes from a family, friends, and invites us to commemorate our achievements with our closest cohorts. Tapirs, known for being docile creatures, noted as one of the oldest mammal species still in existence, for the role they play in restoring ecosystems by eating and dispersing large amounts of fruit, seeds, and degraded forests. In Japanese folklore, these animals closely resemble the mythological Baku, a creature who devours nightmares, so good dreams persist. Upright. Your love for your family and friends radiates and brings joy to your inner circle. Your close confidants are there for you and ready to celebrate your latest achievement. Alright, they have people around them. But they really want this lady. But they have support. Then we got 8 of Pentacles. Alright, let's get the Pentacles ready. Pentacles. Okay, 8 of Pentacles went right to it. And it's upright, y'all. It's upright. We got the just a 2nd century Greek text tells us that a hedgehog who collects food to sustain her family of a long winter, upon finding grapes growing on a vine, the hedgehog shakes the tree until the fruit falls to the ground, and then she rolls over the grapes so they stick to her quills. When the Eight of Pentacles appears, we are reminded of the clever hedgehog who used her unique anatomy to gather food more efficiently. Each of us has special skills we can home, and the more we embrace our natural traits and talents, the more rewards we'll discover. Now, upright, this says, indulge in your passion projects and devote yourself to your craft. You have an important gift to share to the world, but you must take time and space to master your skills. Alright, this person is called upon to master their skills, whatever they are. And they're skillful at finding, like, gathering food and stuff. So, gathering money, information, and things like that. And then we got Three of Wands. I just want to find out more about my subjects sometimes, guys. Alright, Three of Wands. I like the way this depicts them, my people, that I've had a dream about and don't understand where this energy coming from. As the boar gazes across the vast sea, we are reminded that we do not know what may lie ahead. The boar is a formidable beast, confident, strong, and courageous. In Norse mythology, the boar, Gudinbursti, is the compassion of Freyr, the god of prosperity and fertility. Gullinbursti's golden coast lights the way. The darkness for Freyr, and the boar's strength is unmatched by any beast. The boar watches from a distance as his ships begin their journey upon golden ocean, carrying the weight of his goals and aspirations as well as his hope that they can soon return with fruits of his labor. Fortune favors the bold. Boars are of the embodiment of boldness. And this guy's upright. So we got, you've set the stage for your project, but now you must wait to see the results. Remember to carry the fierce confidence of the boar with you through different phases of your journey. Remind yourself of what you can gain from the following dreams. Someone's being called to do something before they can move forward, even with these letters. And I got this clear vision from God. It was like they left something undone. Something was left undone, and they can't live with themselves till it's done. But they can't, it's been so much time, they're going to stunt somebody's progress at the same time, guys. That is what I'm getting. And then the Four of Cups is right here. That is right, it wants to peek right there. Four of Cups. That is an end destination. Let me grab this. I'm just learning my craft, guys. That's why I would never do this. It says the answers you seek are right in front of you, but something is causing you to hesitate in your heart. You know which path to follow. Trust yourself and move forward. That's the end result of all this. It's the end of the deck. The end of the deck is the end result. That's why the readers are always looking towards the end of the deck, guys. Yeah, they already know the answers in front of them. So we got enough clues and enough books that we went through to kind of get. And they're writing letters to God to protect somebody. And God has already protected somebody. I feel they didn't need to write the letter, but God was happy about them checking in all the same. I think God appreciated the effort. Let's just put it that way. God totally appreciated the effort. And this is going to be a kind of long one because this person needs to finish a project of something of... They got to go alone on a journey. and they have to finish something before they can move forward, and they cannot move forward with a new love until they finish what they were a kind of a skill or a talent. That's what I'm getting, guys. And then we got anxiety or just too much coffee. This person is just flipping out. Their life has been turned upside down, and they've went through verbal abuse. They have went through verbal abuse. And then we got, sometimes it's just bad decisions. They've made bad decisions. Wow. And then we got, universe, don't take X back requests. Okay, this person is not taking back their ex. They're obviously went through a breakup. They are not taking back some ex. We got that. And they're practicing patience now. Maybe they weren't patient before. I'm picking up they weren't. And there's a chosen legacy. Just because it runs in your blood doesn't mean it has to run your life. You are here to choose differently. They need to choose a legacy. And then I got cold, emotional detachment or lack of empathy, being unfeeling or not showing emotions. Somebody was cold to them. Very cold as they went forth in a union, and somebody just didn't care about their feelings. They didn't care. Somebody literally did not care about somebody. And they're realizing how it is when people lie to you, and they really didn't know this before. And then we have, I'm not taking any of these in upside down. Heartbreak. I'm not ready for you yet because I'm still in the process of healing from a last relationship. Okay, this person, now we got the correlation of the letters, okay? And this person, I got the whole thing, is in the dark night of the soul, and the wicked energy was sent out, that they sent out was returned to the center of their soul. So, I don't know if any of y'all went through a dark night of the soul. I did. Anybody who's awakened that I got unplugged from the Matrix did, and oh boy, it's a wicked time. Everything, every lie you were shown is shown right in front of you. But yeah, they want to come forth towards somebody, but they're not going to come into their heel, which is probably a really good idea. But they wrote God a letter to take care of the person they want to be with. I guess that's nice. Thank you for doing that, collective. Then we got consequences. No more running. The karma is catching up and someone's being held accountable. I literally get these from a bucket. I have 2,000 cards and I grab some. And it's like a combination of some of my tarot cards that I don't really think are that fancy schmancy, and some oracle cards. And that has to do with the reading that I'm doing. So stop giving idiots spiritual credit. Somebody was giving someone spiritual credit that's an idiot. This is what's coming out here. And then it says, in the next couple of weeks, maybe 333, something's going to be significant. Something's happening to this person in the next couple of weeks. I don't know what, guys. I'm just delivering messages. But a hopeful future. It says, even in chaos, hope works quietly, opening paths that once seemed impossible. Anchor yourself in the belief that a better world is not only possible, it is being built now. There's always hope. I mean, all the time. And then we got breaking up. Whether it's official or emotional, a break has happened. What once held you together can no longer hold your growth. They broke up with somebody. And it started their dark night of the soul, guys. And then the Two of Cups comes. Right after breaking up. This is evident. This person is going through a major, major breakup. I don't know if they ever really was in love. Oh my God, then the Tower comes. Alright, this is with all a tower is sudden change, adversity, upheaval, trauma, catastrophe, destruction, downfall, violence, misery, chaos, disaster, fear, change. It's all coming towards them, and it's right under here. The stories come in the cards, guys. When I go in the bucket, all these cards have something to do with the story. And I keep shuffling because it's what card wants to come next, but they're all a part of this particular person's story. And I feel bad for this person, honestly, because I'm moving forward. You know, because I believe we have more than one life, but I'm living this life right now. Okay. Alright, this person was controlled by lust. And this is greed, bareback, and they were inconsiderate. They were controlled by lust. Alright. That's nice to know. And then we have Five of Wands. There was conflict. Five of Wands. And this is a dark energy, guys. Five of Wands. Yeah, they were real assholes there. Jeez. Two of Pentacles. They were balancing resources. They had to be flexible and adaptable. So there was a money loss here. And someone didn't take it well. Bottom of the deck. Victim mode. The wound has a voice, but it should not be the narrator. Your story shifts the moment you stop rehearsing the role of powerlessness. This person went to lust and had that breakup and went in a victim mode. Yeah, but we all go to our own choices. And then we have here the Seven of Cups. A difficult choice, too many chances, too many choices. Cannot decide. Random thoughts, wishful thinking. This is where they were at with this victim mode. They were in that Seven of Cups, wishful thinking. They were thinking that everything would just work out and they didn't have to do anything. No consequences. They secured some bag with this over here. With this conflict and turning their back on something. They moved with greed and lust. That is why this had. And then we have platonic passion. You didn't see it coming, but your heart is waking up to something deeper. The fine line between friend and lover is starting to get blurry. They secured some bag and platonic passion came. Can't make this up, y'all. And then poverty, shit. A state of having very little money, resources, or possession, feeling emotional or material deprivation. Then they hit poverty, right under the Two of Pentacles. Poverty comes out. You know, that'll kill a new relationship. Damn. Poverty will do it, y'all. Poverty will do it. Only the strong survive through poverty. Tell us more how this story is unfolding for this collective. I mean, we all want to know what's happening, right? That's why we all listening. Whoever listens. And then we got aware. I've worked hard on becoming the best version of myself. I'm ready for a healthy relationship with my soulmate. They became aware, and they're working on becoming the best version of themselves. This is what they say. Now, But we all got choices. King of Wands. Honor, energy, passion, inspired action, initiative, ambition, drive, desire, enterprise. Alright, this person now is in honor energy with the King of Wands. And they want to move forward. Six of Wands. Success and victory, triumph and rewards, recognition and praise. They're being praised for all the work they've been doing. Okay, then. And then we got controlling your social life. Assert your right to maintain friendships and social connection. Your social life is your own. Alright, somebody was trying to control their social life under this aware. Alright, tell us about the King of Wands. Tell us about this King of Wands energy. Look for the signs that will guide you to the destiny you have known all along. They're supposed to look for the signs to guide them to their destiny. And tell us about the Six of Wands. This victory here. Tell us about the victory. What victory did they get? Please tell us about victory. The silent treatment. Interesting. Withholding communication doesn't create peace. It creates pressure, confusion, emotional isolation. They gave someone the silent treatment, and it gave them victory. Maybe they were that person that was controlling them. That's how they were doing things, and they fought so much. I'm picking up that the only thing they could do is stop talking to their ass. Hey, I just calls them as I sees them. Alright, we got 9 of Cups. Alright, social offers, suggestions, new opportunities, new lover. Alright, there, Knight of Cups, social opportunities. Alright, make a peace. After all the drama and side eye, somebody is ready to drop the aggression. The energy is shifting from war zone to neutral zone. Alright, they made peace over here. And 3 of Cups, this is always celebration energy. It's in the reverse. They're not celebrating. They just want peace. Okay. Alright, ancestors, what else is going on? Tell us about this Knight of Cups. I don't know what to say. This person does not know what to say to some of you guys. They don't know what to say. That's it. They just don't know what to say. Maybe they done the most, I heard. They done the most. I mean, my God, I had to read from a Bible and a bunch of stuff, guys. Alright, tell me about making peace. Beyond chasing, there's a point where effort becomes resistance. Let go of the scramble. Let the universe meet you halfway. Alright, this person had to let go and just give it to the universe. And that's it. Tell us about this person not celebrating. Tell us about the celebration that got taken away. Your soul left the meeting. Disconnection, essential, and dread. Your soul left the meeting. Oh. They realized they didn't love somebody, and they weren't all in. They realized that this was not their person. They couldn't celebrate with that person no more because that was not their person. Well, look at that collective. That was not that person. We got love medicine on the table. You've been You tried being strong, smart, guarded, and self-reliant. But there's a part of you that just needs to be held. That part, let that part be found by love. They want love medicine. They realize they never found love. Alright, and then we got Connections Guide. Harness the power of networks. Cultivate meaningful relationship and strategize your path to success. They were being called to do that. And then last card on the bottom. Staying present. Speculating on the unknown future only feeds anxiety. Keep your feet in the here and now where your power actually works. They're being called to stay present. Let's call one more card on these. Tell us about this love medicine. Gosh, this is a very interesting read, guys. Promises of financial opportunity ends in a money scandal. Alright, so they were looking for opportunities for money and it ended up in a money scandal. So someone took them for their money. Tell us about the social connections and stuff. Tell us about that. Tell us about the social connections. Alright. Alright, 3 of Wands. I'm going to say, hang on, guys. I'm just trying to, where the hell did Google go? Where did my Google go? Oh, jeez. Okay, there's Google. Alright. Oh, jeez, 8 of Pentacles. Okay. This is why I could never, I have to read and study this more. These are all my practice reads, guys. And this is exploration, foresight, expansion, looking forward to the future, okay? So this person is looking forward to the future and is being told to look forward to the future and get their, oh no, this was under here, under connections. It says to explore and expand and look forward to the future. And what about this over here, Spirit, with staying present? Tell us about staying present. Tell us about staying present. Alright, we got 2 of Swords in reverse. They have clouded judgment, chaos, abuse, delay, obstacles, frustration, aggression. There's been violence and tyranny. So they are being told to stay present at this moment. This is a deep energy. I mean, my Dark Night of the Soul I thought was bad, but this one's even worse than mine, y'all. Alright, tell us an ending. Tell us what's gonna add a closing to this. Let's do a closer. Alright. Page of Wands. Alright. I'm gonna go look up what this is. Yeah. Thank God for technology. I just want to get the exact thing. You know what I mean? Alright. Alright, Page of Wands is the card of creative inspiration. Fresh enthusiasm and limitless potential, representing the spark of a new idea it embodies. I'll say there's this creativeness that's coming along. So whoever is listening, this creativeness, you're supposed to create something. I don't know. This is the closing out. You're supposed to create. I know you're going through your Dark Night of the Soul, but creation is important. And then we got Wild Rebirth. You can feel it, the stench, the strain, the tension before your rebirth. You're about to hatch, okay? You're about to turn into a butterfly. I was listening to a lot of tarot, and I will tell you, if you're listening and this is you, it's called being the larvae state. Right before, it's that stage right before you're butterfly and you look like a worm, the larvae thing. And that's what you are. And you haven't hatched, so you're not a butterfly, but you're about ready to bust open, and there's nothing you can do. You've got to stay alone, and you've got to see where life's going to take you, because the universe is going to put you in whatever direction it feels fit. And then we have bad blood. You may think you're over it, but the resentment is still writing scripts in your subconscious. Alright, this is about your ex that you just broke up with, not the one you're trying to get with that you wrote a letter to God about. This here is bad blood. You're so upset at the one that the karmic that taught you the lesson in love that it's still there. You say you're over it, but the aggression's still there. You can't move forward to another loving relationship with this bad blood. You've got to forgive the person that took your money. You have to. And broke your heart and broke your dreams and broke you down to nothing. And you have to watch your other ex that you screwed over, and you have got to watch them be happy until you fix this. This is a part of your karma. But you're being told to create something. And once you start creating that, that's when the creator starts paying attention to maybe a couple things that you're doing and gives you a chance. But you're not a butterfly yet. So, I don't even know what I'm going to name this. I have no clue at this point. I might do it, you're not yet a butterfly. And this is the one plate I decided to take out. And I have many of them. And I decided this one, and this is like the little larvae thing before you're a butterfly. And it was symbolic because you got your wings, but you're not quite a butterfly. Because I got a butterfly one too. And you got to work your way into that. Yes, you do. I'm going to pull here and see what I can get to help you, okay? I'm going to try to see what advice the divine has for you before you become a butterfly. And stop your bad blood, because your ex will not fly until you do. Hey, maybe, if you have a baby with her and you don't get back with the other one, maybe it's not the worst thing. Maybe at least you got a baby. Maybe when you go and give your apology, yada, yada, yada. Maybe having a baby gives you something. Alright, we got boundary. This came up. Your energy is sacred, and it is your right to protect it by setting clear boundaries. Honor your energetic limits for what is aligned with you. Will never require self-sacrifice. You don't have boundaries, friend. You just let these people walk all over you, do whatever, take whatever. It's not all their fault you had no boundaries. You were just as at fault as they were. Stop the blame game. Stop the blame game. That's what you're doing. When I broke up with my ex, I didn't blame that person, him totally. I blamed myself because I didn't have boundaries. I seen the red flags, but yet I chose to ignore them. I learned a karmic lesson, and I'm glad. Manifestation, you got that card. You are in a season of accelerated manifestation where your desires and intentions are taking form in the physical world. Choose your words and thoughts wisely, for they are shaping your reality faster than ever. 1111. You're thinking negative thoughts about your ex, it's bringing your downfall. And this is about the one that you think ruins your life because you want to get back together with your other ex. Your other ex. Stop all that. Think what's ahead. And then we got ascension. You went through your ascension. You are going through an ascension, okay? Whoever I'm talking to. Your consciousness is expanding, allowing you to see beyond veils of illusion. As you rise to higher levels of awareness, remember that ascension is not about escaping the world but transforming within it. You know, look at it as, oh my God, I listen to so many. I listen to so many people. The Taylor Swift song, "Thank You for Being My Lesson." Just go to your ex and say, you know what, babe, thank you. Thank you for teaching me how relationships could be horrible. Thank you for teaching me the lesson. And say, I forgive you because I want to move on and forgive. Say I forgive you because I have to move on with my life and I got to manifest and create something and move on. That is what you do. And I mean, I fully forgive the person that walked out on me and chose a third party over me. And I don't have any ill feelings towards the third party because that was my lesson. I should have had boundaries. This person is your lesson. And I would learn this lesson and become a butterfly and move on. If you get together with your one before your lesson, you do. If you don't, you don't. That's something you have to face. It is something you have to confront. Okay? But I do got things to do today, and I did want to try to get another video out, so I think I'm going to label this as "You're Close to Being a Butterfly," and we're going to end this because you are in your dark night of the soul. And the reason why it's so bad is because all the dark energy, because you have bad blood. Bad blood came up, y'all. Bad blood came up. And you, with all these nasty projections, the other person didn't do anything to deserve it, so it came right back onto you, and it's coming onto you at your dark night of the soul. And God is sending it straight to your heart, so you feel every bad intention. And that's it. Because of this, and bad blood is literally sticking here. Bad blood and wild rebirth. You have bad blood, and you got a rebirth, and you will get rebirth, and God will make an example of you. Whether it's from horrible karma or whatever, you will learn your lesson, even if it takes 10 years. And heartache. You will learn whatever this needs to be learned. And you will stay alone. And that's it. Because whatever you did with this bad blood is going right to the center of your soul, and you will get a rebirth. I mean, my God, you might come out a priest after all this. I don't know. But you will be a butterfly. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. But I'm going to pray for you. And maybe you should say the one prayer that I like to say. It's not really a prayer, but say, as I walk through the valley of shadows, I fear no evil. And just keep saying that all through your dark night of the soul, and it should get better. It should get better. And I'm going to let y'all go and put this video out. And subscribe if you like this. And if it helps you, please write a comment. Please. And I will see you on the next one. See you on the next one.